Ultamize. Let me tell you about a person you probably know. Maybe you work with them. Maybe you're related to them. Maybe you sat next to them on a plane or across from them at a dinner table. Maybe, this is an uncomfortable possibility, maybe you are them. This person is smart, genuinely smart. They're successful. They're self aware in a lot of areas. They read books, they listen to podcasts. They think of themselves as someone who is tuned into the world around them. And they drive people absolutely crazy. Not because they're mean, not because they're arrogant, not because they have some obvious personality flaw that everyone can point to. No, that's not it. They drive people crazy because of a collection of small, repeated behavioral habits that they've never once stopped to examine. They interrupt people, not aggressively. They're not that kind of person, but they finish your sentences. They jump in before you've made your point. They're so engaged, so enthusiastic, so full of ideas that they genuinely can't wait for you to finish. And it's just exhausting to talk to them. They check their phone during conversations, not constantly, but regularly, just enough that you're never quite sure if you have their full attention. Just enough that you start editing yourself, shortening what you are going to say, because why get into the detail when someone is only half there? They're loud on Zoom calls in public spaces. They use speakerphone in waiting rooms. They have full volume conversations in open plan offices while other people are trying to concentrate. Not because they're inconsiderate, they would tell you they're very considerate, but because they've simply never stopped to notice the effect their behavior has on the room. And here's what's so fascinating about this: intelligence doesn't protect you from any of this. It really doesn't. In fact, and this is the part that surprises people, in some ways, intelligence makes it worse because smart people are very good at justifying their behavior. Very good. They've got a reason for everything. The phone check was important. The interruption was actually helpful in their view. The loud Zoom call was unavoidable. They've got an explanation ready before you've even finished your complaint. And self awareness, real self awareness about your behavioral habits, is a completely different skill set from general intelligence. It just is completely different. You can be extraordinarily bright and have almost zero awareness of how your daily habits are landing on the people around you. Most people have never been told. That's the thing. That's really the core of it. Think about how feedback actually works in the real world. Your boss might tell you your presentation skills need work. Your partner might tell you you're bad at remembering anniversaries. Your doctor might tell you your cholesterol is too high. But nobody, I mean, nobody sits you down and says, the way you use your phone at dinner is making your friends feel unimportant. Or the way you interrupt people in meetings is why you didn't get the last promotion. Or the reason people seem slightly relieved when you leave a room is because your behavioral habits are exhausting to be around. Nobody says that. It's too uncomfortable. It's too personal. It's the kind of feedback that doesn't have a proper channel. So people just quietly adjust their behavior around you instead. They stop telling you things. They keep conversations short. They stop inviting you. And you never find out why. Now, here's what I want you to take from this: the fact that nobody has told you doesn't mean nobody's noticed. It can mean the opposite. It means everyone has noticed and nobody has said anything. And the fact that you're here, the fact that you're engaging with this material at all suggests that you're already ahead of most people. That's great because most people never examine this. Most people go their entire lives operating on the behavioral autopilot they developed in their 20s, and they've never questioned it once. Well, you're questioning it. That's already puts you in a different category. That's great. But questioning it isn't enough on its own. And this is where most personal development content lets people down. You can be aware of a habit and still not change it. Awareness is the beginning, but it's not the destination. What actually changes behavior is something different. And we're going to get into exactly what that is. But first, let's talk about these specific habits. the ones that are doing the most damage, the ones that are the most common, the most visible, and the most fixable. Because here's the good news: these habits are fixable. They really are. Not complicated to fix, not requiring years of therapy or a personality transplant, just requiring someone to point them out clearly, and a system, a real system to make the new behavior stick. That's exactly what this is.